This is the Bersa Thunder Plus, one of my favorite everyday carries ever, besides the obvious original Bersa Thunder 380. And the only reason I even slightly like that better is just because it's more of a resemblance to the Walther PPK. For anybody who don't know, that's the James Bond gun. It's double stacked, it's double single action, has a magazine disconnect, as you see, one in the chamber. But besides that, I'll say its weight, for those who don't know, it damn near just about has all the features of the original Bersa Thunder 380. You know, when it's not in double single action, 12-pound trigger pull. When it's in single action, which means when the hammer is back, it hits a 3-pound trigger pull. It has the capacity of a Glock 19, which is 15 plus 1, in a smaller package with a reliable caliber that could go in your pocket, jacket pocket. If you watch the videos on the ways that I've said, all the ways I've concealed, I've had it in my shorts up under my pants with no holster while shit was hitting my pants, while stuff was hitting my pants, and either way it still didn't go off on me. I never had to worry about it shooting on me, going off, or making a negligent discharge just due to the trigger alone, which is one of the safeties. It has a manual safety. Don't do what I just did. I just flashed myself with a loaded gun. But, you know, I got my own reasons why I feel safe with that. Still don't do it. And let's be real, it's just a pretty ass gun. 3-dot sights, which is way better and a little bit more of an upgrade compared to the original Bersa Thunder 380. And these, they have all of the 3-dot sights are specifically white compared to the original Bersa Thunder 380, where only the sight at the end could align with the rest. Well, you'd have to align with the rest based off of your perception or how familiar you are with the sights of certain guns or of guns in general. But I'd say if you're interested more into the 9mm caliber, that is completely understandable. But if you want something that's a little bit smaller than most 9mm pistols out there, with a good enough grip, with a, you know, if you don't mind the 380 caliber, that still has capacity, could still be accurate at certain distances. See it to videos up to 25 yards, which in most cases they start off between 3 to 5 and quickly de-escalate, or, you know, run away from each other, in other words. And this could just about get you out of any situation you would have to worry about in terms of self-defense. I know, you know, we live in a period, you know, where everybody wants like a Glock with extensions that probably cause their gun to jam, with switches and nice looking guns. But this is just an all-around be-all type of gun. Never had any issues in terms of it jamming, and overall just one of the best 380s out there. Has a beaver tail in the back for those who are worried about it potentially, you know, giving you that bite, or in other words, the hammer hitting you. Also has a decocker, just like I said of the original that you're seeing. It has a full-size grip around the size of the grip of a Glock 19. I'll say about the length of a Glock 43X. That's also a form of video where they were compared or next to each other. I'll make sure a picture of it on screen. It has rubberized grips, most of them, or not all of them, and they come in the nickel, which is the only reason I like the stainless steel, which is good for everyday carry if you're worried about rust issues. And they come in white, black. You could get them with lasers, different colors. And not only that, Bersa overall has 380 in just about every other model that they have. The 45 models could be knocked all the way down to 380 models. And one, I believe, is called the Bersa TCP9, which is just one of the options of how versatile they get with one design, and show that it would just about work flawlessly with just about any other caliber that they put in there. Well, that's the least used and paid attention to. Let's just call mainstream calibers, which is typically the 45, 9mm, and 380. Let me get in before I go. I know this is going to be pretty quick, but before I go, I do have one last reason as to describe. Well, I'll just tell you why I carry it versus the Bersa Thunder 380, the original, the black one I showed you previously, you know, for different reasons. When I've got places I want to go that I'm not familiar with, meeting up with people new in order to shoot a video or take pictures and things of that nature of people I'm not familiar with, that's when the double stack 15 plus 1 comes out. or when I don't have to worry about concealment as much, or printing, or just generally don't care. For example, I was going out to a place looking for a venue to potentially run a fashion show with a friend of mine. So since we're going out there like deeper into Atlanta to a place I wasn't too familiar with, I'm obviously going to carry the bigger, better gun. You know, I really don't see no drawbacks of it. If there is, y'all please let me know. But overall, not even just for, I'd say 380. This is just about arguably one of the best handguns you can get your hand out there. I mean, you could get your hands on out there. I have size L hands, which is large, and you see it pretty much fits well. The magazine has a somewhat of a pinky extension, just to add on there. It gives you a little bit more room. Like I said, it's very, let's just say, similar looking, or in terms of features, to the Bersa Thunder 380. And I just carried that, pulled that out of a pocket with no holster on it, with the safety off and one in the chamber. I've even have failed and had it drop on me before. Don't have to worry about it going off. Good protection in just about every way. This is a good beginner's pistol. I'll say that, like I said, between that and the original Bersa Thunder 380. You want someone to get used about to any type of trigger, this is a good starter gun. If you want somebody who doesn't know too much to not shoot themselves or cause a negligent discharge, this is a good gun. You want somebody who wants a double single action fire pistol that's reliable, has been proven to be reliable, and even then I've seen and heard stories about people who pull this out in their personal lives, and it saves lives before, and it still does. It's still being bought off shelves. It's sad I even feel like I gotta mention that, because nowadays if a gun, despite how good or reliable it may be, if it's not a popular brand a lot of times, or for example a Glock, how I feel about those, it may rub people the wrong way, but those to me aren't 100% reliable. I'd say they're most definitely long lasting, just due to them being made out of polymer. You don't have to worry about rust issues as much. But outside of that, I don't really see too much going for it. I know people point out the switches or the extensions, but we're just looking at the statistics for the most part. Unless you're not out there causing trouble, this is pretty much all you probably need. One last thing, the recoil is just about little to none. Another reason, as to why I love it.